Good morning, boys and girls, from Black Powder headquarters and the Bojangles studio high on Sassafras Mountain. CDA presents Real Tree Radio. Welcome to a brand new, unused Saturday morning. Good morning, boys and girls, from Black Powder headquarters in the Bojangles studio high in the mountains in North Georgia. This is O'Neill outside. Welcome to a brand new, unused second hour of a Saturday morning. Welcome, everyone. We've got a lot of things to do. A full slate all headed for you this morning, and I hope you'll stick around and join us. Have some wonderful calls lined up. Well, you should always learn something and experience something from our callers. The telephone numbers are 404-872-0750 in the Atlanta, Georgia calling area, and 800-972-8255 on the SB Nation Radio Network, which includes Coleman and Columbus and Philadelphia and Las Vegas and Pittsburgh and Little Rock and Houston and all over. So join us if you will. The number one outdoor-based live radio talk show in the country, and it's because you have always given us so much support. It's 7:30 after the hour. Karen Green is in Peachtree City along with we got Jason Byers at the WSB studio. Brian Green is running the television cameras, and Woman Williams is just walking in right now, and she's going to join us for the next hour. So welcome to the program, everyone. We have the Medal of Honor tribute and the Silent Hero Award that we always enjoy so much during the second hour of the show. It's my pleasure to invite you to watch O'Neill Outside. It's on the Pursuit Channel, Fox Sports Southeast, Fox Sun throughout Florida, Fox Arizona, Tough TV, the Hunt Channel, and Centel Television in Virginia, West Virginia, and Maryland. 142 million households get the O'Neill Outside television program, and we're proud. So, all right, we've got callers coming in now. We hope you'll join us for the next hour, and we have some special treats for you, I hope, and maybe you'll learn something besides, not from me, but from our callers. It's going to rain today and almost all over the whole country, but it's warming up a little bit. Just a few more weeks of winter, and then springtime begins. This is O'Neill with the crew. I hope you'll join us over the next hour, and we'll be back right after these messages, I promise. 12 after the hour, this is O'Neill with O'Neill Outside. So we hope you'll join us this morning. 404-872-0750, 800-972-8255. Deer season is over, most places. It might be dragging out a little bit in Alabama. They have a late rut there. Otherwise, the whitetail season is over. Turkey season is around the corner, starts sometimes in March around the time, so it's time for you to hunt pigs. That is truly worthwhile. It's fun, it's productive, they taste better than venison, and you're doing the landowner a favor, and they're dependable. And the other thing I like about it, when you're hunting pigs, you can stalk them. It's not like deer hunting. You can stalk the pigs. You get to move around. You get to be a hunter instead of, regretfully, and so often in whitetail season, you're just a shooter. You're in a stand, one walks by, and you shoot him. Pig hunting's different, and you get to hear them coming, and usually there's lots of them. So if you haven't already, then take up the subject of pig hunting. I think you'll be happy you did. Here's an informative caller right here. Always, Mac is calling with the Ram Fishing Report from Hayes. Good morning, Mac.
Good morning, O'Neill. How are you?
Well, good. Where are you headed today?
Well, I made a wrong turn, buddy.
Oh,
yeah,
how's that?
Ended up a little further south. I'm in Carabel. I'm going to try and catch
Oh, good. Now, what's the saying in Carabel?
You know, when you go to Vegas, they say out there, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yes.
When you come to Carabel, they say what happened in Carabel never even happened.
That's
their claim. That's their claim to fame here.
That's good. Well, I'm glad to hear that are you fishing or just hanging out?
No, we're gonna go out here and try and catch this grouper and see if the weather will let us go. And I think we'll be all right. We got some thunder showers late today, but I think we got good morning on the water. So
I bet you do. Well, do you guide at Lanier and Carabel?
We do a few trips at Carabel in the spring when that shallow water grouper season comes in. It's a really fun trip. It's most people don't realize you can catch a grouper that close to the bank. It's a spring thing. It's a cool water thing. So once it gets hot, that's not the case. Yeah, we do a few trips down here then. You can check that out on our site as well. So, but in the meanwhile, for everybody going to Lanier, it looks like we got a good day to fish there too. A little soggy, but as far as weather coming in, maybe they'll get up and move around and bite a little bit. The biggest challenge on Lanier and other lakes in the area is we're starting to get these big rain dumps, and it's going to blow some of your rivers out. It changes the water color, changes the water quality, and that's something you have to deal with. But a lot of lakes now, you probably need to stay on the lower end of the lake where you got stable water as opposed to all that new incoming water.
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting a really good rig bite. I'm amazed. I'm getting feedback from guys all over Smith Mountain Lake, Norris Lake, just the rig bite. And the Lanier, the rig bite's probably the most stable thing. So if you're going out today, get you an umbrella, pull it over humps that top out about 35 feet, and you can bang out a pretty decent string of stripers doing that.
Oh, good.
And if you're going bass fishing, they're all over the place. They're all scattered out throughout the water column. Still a lot of fish deep if you find some deep bait, use a drop shot. A lot of fish on rock, just good old rock bluffs.
Mm-hmm.
And a jig or a worm is going to be hard to beat on that pattern. And then one of the most reliable patterns on Lanier and a lot of other lakes too are docks. If you just pound docks, go from dock to dock, concentrate on 20 to 30-foot docks, you can catch a nice string of bass doing that too.
Crappie fishing started there at Lanier and all the lakes around the south.
It did, and the one drawback with Lanier, and I think, again, most of our southern impoundments, we got such a big rain dump that the upper ends of the lakes got blown out. They're dirty, and it's that new – stained water is really good for crappie fishing after it moderates. What you got now is a lot of new incoming water that's still really dirty. We're going to get another reinforcement of rain today and tomorrow that's going to just ramp that up.
Oh, yeah.
So the crappie bite might be a little off. It might move them, and they may not bite in that new water. So I think that'll be tough this weekend. After this, when we get that new water stabilized and warms up a little bit, I think crappie fishing will go through the roof.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
7 days, somewhere in there after all this shakes out. But that's going to be the challenge today. All that new water is going to make it, I'm afraid.
I got to tell you, I was never good enough to fish in muddy, fresh water.
I mean, anybody is.
That just stopped me. I was always amazed in tournament play and everything that occasionally you would have a guy catch a big string of fish in the muddy, fresh water. I just never could do that.
It's tough. I think that's one of the toughest conditions is new, muddy water.
Mm-hmm.
The dirty water, after it moderates just a little bit, I think the fish acclimate to it. But when it's brand new, first coming in the lake, I think that's one of the toughest conditions you can ever encounter.
Well, let me ask, so that my audience learns about this, even though the water temperatures may not have risen lately, fishing's better because of the increased number of hours of daylight. Is that not correct?
Absolutely. I think that's a really important tool that plants and animals use in the spring, the photo period. The amount of daylight triggers things. And we saw a pretty nice uptick in fishing catches rather. I don't know, starting about 10 days ago. And I think that had a lot to do with it. As weather might set us back temporarily. It's a bump in the road. But yeah, we saw all species in most lakes really ramped up. And it didn't warm up that much. And I think that's the biggest contributor. That the days are long enough, they know it's coming.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, Mac, have a great weekend, pal. Catch a great old big grouper. What the species of grouper is that you catch mostly there out of Carabel?
Mostly gag grouper and red grouper.
Okay.
You get deep enough, you'll catch a few scamp grouper. We'll probably mostly do the nearshore thing and target the gags. Can't keep them there all season, but fishing that depth, they're easy to release. So we're fishing for fun mostly today.
All right, well, say hello to my friends there in Carabel, and you have a good trip, pal.
I will, my friend. Good talking to you, and we'll talk next weekend.
You bet. The Ram Fishing Report. See you soon, pal. There you go. 404-872-0750, 800-972-8255. That's a great call in from Mac. He's in Carabel, Florida. And I don't think the first time I ever went to Carabel, I think I was about 8 years old. Yeah, 8 or 9 years old. And the first time I returned was with Mac about 3 years ago. So I went 60-something years between trips. But Carabel's on the Gulf Coast and some wonderful fishing. Absolutely wonderful fishing. Anything going on from Facebook there this morning? No?
No, not really.
Okay. People just watching?
Yep.
Okay.
Just watching, listening.
Any comments about me wiping my nose on television?
No, only from me.
Oh. Well, I can't help it.
Well,
I need a Kleenex.
You can get
or
a tissue or something.
Yeah, I'm doing something all right. Hunt pigs. There you are. There's something you learned for this week. Hunt pigs. I'm going to go pig. I got a full schedule coming up. I'm privileged to get to go Monday week down to St. Simons, Brunswick area, and I'm going to go red fishing. It was 2 years ago that we had a contest to go red fishing, and a fellow from Cumming, Georgia, he and his wife, a guy named David Van Winkle, won it. And the first year we were supposed to go, we got knocked out by a hurricane. And last year when we were supposed to go in October, the best time for redfish, the wind was it was raining and wind was blowing about 50 miles an hour, so it was just foolish to try to go. So we have a trip planned next on the 19th, 20th, and 21st. We'll get to stay at Ocean Lodge and go fishing with Mark Noble. And I bet we catch some good old big redfish and have an excellent time and have some good meals there. I'll tell you what, the Georgia coast is a fabulous area for fishing. It's flat, it's fertile, and it's got millions upon millions of catchable game fish, so we're headed that way. Then we go quail hunting in Buchanan Shoals, which is east of Charlotte, and that's a contest winner also, someone who won a trip by bidding on it for the March of Dimes. Okay, when we come back, we'll have the Silent Hero Award and your calls on O'Neill Outside. The Silent Hero every week. We're so proud to be able to honor the firefighters, EMTs, police with the Ronnie Thames Silent Hero Award. Award recognition, really, a description. And this week is a fellow by the name of Carson Couch, and here is his story. He's an off-duty firefighter, and he's being hailed as a hero for saving a toddler from a sinking car. Well, what happened? Well, he was driving along the road when he saw a man standing on the side of the road waving his arms in a frantic fashion. So Carson, being the firefighter, he slowed down to see if he could help. What was going on? The fellow kept asking, Carson rolled the window down, the fellow kept asking, "Can you swim? Can you swim?" That's when Carson noticed out into a lake, a car was out in the lake and it was sinking. What did he do? Now, Carson dove in, swam 40 yards out to the sinking car, and he saw the little hands and face of a little boy that was trapped in the back seat. Windows up. What did he do? Well, he couldn't open the door. It was locked and probably jammed shut, as it usually is with an automobile accident. So what did he do? He took his fist and he broke the window. Pounded through the glass with his fist and reached in and grabbed the little boy and saved his life. Carson Couch, Silent Hero Award for February the 10th on O'Neill Outside.
There must have been some real adrenaline flowing to break that car window with his fist, because those are not easy to break.
is his picture.
Yeah, it
He's
is.
a big
yes.
husky fella, isn't
Yes,
he?
he is. Yes.
Yeah, he looks like he could punch through a window.
Yeah, I saw an account on something the other day where a first responder went into the water to save a dog out of someone's
Oh, yeah.
car. Did you see that?
I saw, and the dog grabbed the rope with his mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's something.
with his teeth.
It's amazing.
And pulled him out. Dog didn't look like he was even cold.
No.
So, those are the silent heroes.
Those are heroes.
They want no recognition. Last week, the silent heroes didn't even post their names.
Yeah. True.
They didn't want to be singled out as
Yeah.
heroes. Because I guess in a very limited sense, it separates them from their partners.
Yeah.
But that's okay. Their partners appreciate what they do and did and the recognition they received. So,
And
okay.
just like to mention one other time that we lost a police officer yesterday afternoon here in Georgia, serving a warrant for someone's arrest, and the guy resisted, and he shot 3 police officers, killing one of them. So unnecessary. So unnecessary. It was just minor little warrants. I mean, I can't even remember, maybe something like he didn't show up to court or something like that. I don't know. It wasn't anything certainly to take somebody's life for. Not that there ever is.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to some of these if we can, please. Let's first of all, let's try Alan is calling from Lilburn on O'Neill Outside. Good morning, Alan.
Good morning, O'Neill. How y'all this morning?
Good, great.
Me and a couple of my nephews are getting ready for playing our spring fishing trips.
Okay.
We try to go somewhere within about 250 miles of Atlanta.
Uh-huh.
We've kind of been, a few places, but the reason I was calling is we're looking for, somewhere we haven't been before. If you could pick one lake to go to bass fish here in the Southeast, what's a good lake you would pick? Now, we've been to Gunnersfield, all that. I mean, we're trying to, go somewhere, different.
All right. What about Lake Martin?
I haven't been to Lake Martin in a while. That's been years. Another thing is these plantations, are they worth the money?
Well, some of them certainly are in the springtime.
There's one in Burnsville, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
There's one in Adel.
Uh-huh.
And then there's one I seen on TV the other day. It's just above Bainbridge there, just above Jack Wingate's. It's a new place.
Oh.
And I can't think of the name of it. But they were advertising they've got a couple lakes that they don't have nothing but just female bass in them.
Oh, that's kind of worthwhile. I've done that before. They're great old big fish now, I'm telling you.
They say the average is 6 pounds.
Yep.
That's your average fish you're going to catch is 6 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
But those trips get kind of expensive.
Yes, they can. It's according to whatever else you get. Do you get to stay there? Do you get your meals? Is the boat there ready for you? And blah 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 and all that. So it's from the standpoint of just going yourself and spending some time and just fishing on a major reservoir, I think Lake Martin is a great lake to go to in Alabama.
That's just west of Rome, isn't it?
It's near Alex City, Alabama.
Alex City, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got some giant spotted bass in it, and it's relatively shallow at the confluence of the rivers in the north part of the lake. So if it's not muddy, you'll catch some big spotted bass at Lake Martin.
Is that off the Tennessee River chain?
No, that's off the Coosa, I believe, and forgotten the name of those other rivers that hit that. And then it goes on down, all the way down into Montgomery and so on. That's not off the Tennessee, I don't think. If I'm trying to recall correctly, it's been 20 years since I've been there, but I know I caught some of my giant spotted bass, and I won some tournaments there, but that was a long, long time ago. But that's one that popped in my mind as a great springtime lake.
What about Lake Carter?
Carter's is it's deep, clear water, but it's dependable if you go during the week, because if they're generating, you catch them like mad at the entrance to the canal that goes over to the dam.
Okay.
Oh, man, yes. Live bait deep at the mouth of that little river, that little canal that goes over to the dam intake. Man, oh, man. But you got to go during the week when they're generating.
Well, that's the only time I fish is during the week. You go on the weekends, you're just setting yourself up for a lot of waves and boats and everything else. So, but this morning we're all headed down to Mansfield to help out the farmers. Like you say, it's pig killing time.
Oh, boy.
Please, guys, you ain't got nothing to do. Go sit in the woods, kill a pig.
Yes.
Help these farmers out. They're just destroying our crops. That's why the food costs so much. So, but, yeah, if you can kill a pig, go get one.
There you go. Glad you called, pal, and let me know where you end up going, would you?
Hey, yes, sir. The last thing, how's Miss Gail doing with her baby out in Texas?
Oh,
not very well.
I clicked off. I hit the wrong button. Well, yeah, he'll be, I'm sure you're listening, he'll be in this week to say hello, and he's already killed 60 whitetails this year. Unbelievable.
But that doesn't mean he's going to come see us.
That's right. Yeah, all right. That's the coldest fishing trip. This is O'Neill. You're on the air.
Good morning. This is John. How's it going, buddy?
Good. Great. What's your coldest trip?
Well, it was a 14-degree day, and we had a little tournament up in North Georgia. 25 boats. This was back around 1980.
Uh-huh.
I put in first. I had a little four-wheel drive Jeep and a winch on the front. When I came up, the next guy loaded and slid all the way to the water. Like lost his truck. I ended up winching all the trucks up and down, and it made for a pretty cold day.
And here you are talking about it, and it was how long ago?
About 1980.
Well, there you are, 37 years ago, 38 years ago, and you're still talking about it. Isn't that great? There's nothing like an outdoor adventure.
That's true. And when you got to use a winch to let 25 trucks in and out, you learn how much your winch can take.
There you go. That's a great story, my good friend. Thanks for calling.
All right. Have a good, safe day.
You bet. See you soon. There you are, 404-872-0750. Yes, ma'am.
You want a comment from Facebook?
Please. Uh-huh.
Okay. James says, when is he going to talk about pig hunting, like where we go, do we need a license, and so on? I like the staff info, his personal trips, but I don't learn anything.
All right, let's talk about pig hunting for a minute. We had a comment about pig hunting. It's a good thing to do. It is serviceable. You can. They're nighttime critters, okay? So the hunt is like a deer hunt in the fact that you hunt late, but they are very, very prone to baiting. Now, do you have to have a license? Absolutely. You have to have a hunting license to be in the woods with a rifle or a shotgun. You need a hunting license. But with pigs, you can hunt with a rifle, with a shotgun, with a knife, with a spear, with a club, whatever you want. Just get permission. I'm sure that permission is easily granted to you from the landowner. Pig hunting is outstanding, and clean the pig right away. I got to tell you, when they're baited in very well, be patient. Shoot one, then keep quiet. Another one will come back in. You can shoot another one and another one and another one. Pig hunting is very desirable because, quite frankly, everything else is out of season. Pig hunting's good. We'll talk some more about that. This is O'Neill Outside. 404-872-0750, 800-972-8255. When we come back, we'll have our other callers, and then certainly then the Medal of Honor tribute. This is O'Neill. We'll be back. We've got a call from Henry, which is always informative. Then we're going to talk to JC about some pig hunting. But Henry's on the line right now. Hank the Yank, what do you say?
Hey, buddy. How are you this morning?
I'm doing very fine. It's going to rain the next few days. I think I'm going to hide out.
Well, Lanier, I can tell you, is going to be about full pool by the time the week ends.
Yeah, no kidding.
We are just slightly under 3 feet above full pool, and amazing that we were 5 feet under 10 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting a full pool, which is always a good. The lake always looks prettier when it's all filled up.
Absolutely, it does.
So tell Gail, and then I'll tell you what I know. But just let Gail know, that your grandson and I are getting together for 3 days.
Oh yeah.
You mean like right away?
I'm kidding, Gail.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
good.
I'm just kidding.
I miss that little booger.
If he were to get together with me, you know what I do? I drive him straight up to the cabin.
There you are.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I kidnap him for you.
I appreciate that.
Well, listen, I don't have much of a fishing report with all the rain, and I've been getting my fish in the back of the coves and really warm water on Lanier this time of year, and that's about the only bite for a fly rodder right now, and that bite is all blown out with all the rain we had. So the fishing for fly fishermen right now on Lanier is nil and void. We're just going to have to wait about 10 days for this thing to clear up, and we'll get back to the normal fishing. But for now, there's not really a whole lot to report. But I do want to tell you two quick things. Number one, I got a whole bunch of folks emailing me this week. I guess you guys reran that New York City show that you, me, and Maz did.
Yes, we did.
And so we got a whole bunch of calls on New York City, and they just couldn't believe where we were catching our fish that week, in the hustle and bustle of downtown Manhattan.
Oh, yes. So, that was a good trip.
That was a fun trip. That really was. But, I'm always giving praise, on your show, Neil, to the guys from the Fish Hawk and Unicoi Outfitters. Those are a couple of my favorite fly shops. But I want to mention really quickly, and we'll let you get on with the show, about Alpharetta Outfitters. Alpharetta Outfitters is the fly shop up in Alpharetta, right off of Highway 9. And this is a shop that actually is a nonprofit. It's a fly shop that everything they sell goes towards helping folks out, whether it's building a water system in Africa or doing a mission trip somewhere or helping here in the U.S. Everything that they make and they earn goes towards some sort of a charitable organization. And on not today, but 2 weeks from today is the first edition of the Southern Striper Open. They are going to be having a fly fishing tournament on Lake Lanier, where you can be in a kayak for one man or a two-man team boat, and they're going to be giving away just they've got sponsorships from all the great fly rod and fly reel and fly fishing accessory companies in the United States. They're going to probably be giving away prizes somewhere totaling $5 to $10 grand over the course of this one-day tournament. It's a 5-hour tournament that starts from first light till basically noon. And all the proceeds that they collect from registering goes towards Project Healing Waters, which is an organization that takes our veterans and brings them into the world of fly fishing, whether they have lost limbs or they have PTSD or whatnot. And it's been a very successful program that's been run for many, many years. So this first Southern Striper Open, I just wanted to let everybody know, is Alpharetta Outfitters, and that'll be 2 weeks from today on Saturday.
Alpharetta Outfitters.
Yes, sir.
And I guess you can find out all about it through that.
You can. I actually posted it on your Facebook page.
Okay.
In case somebody wants to know the website that they can go to and read up about it. And I want to say it's a $100 entry fee for one boat for two anglers. So
sure.
Like I said, they've already got about 24 boats entered. And they'll probably end up with about 30, 35 boats on this. And like I said, all money goes towards Project Healing Waters.
Wonderful.
Yeah, great organization.
I think all tournaments should be that way.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It should be a lot of fun. It's going to be our version of Striper-palooza.
Okay. You're the greatest, man.
All right, buddy. Look, have a great weekend, and hopefully I'll have a better fishing report for you guys over the next couple of weeks.
Okay, and we'll expect it. See you soon, pal.
Bye.
There you go. There you are. Now let's talk to JC on the subject of pig hunting. What do you say, JC?
Morning, Mr. O'Neill. How you doing this morning?
Lovely. What can you tell us?
Well, I had a few questions about pig hunting. There's of course, I killed my first pig last year during the first day of gun season here. Deer season. What's my best food plots or my best food method of getting pigs into my swamps?
Well, the easiest thing for you to get is to get some feeders and load them up with corn, and they will visit those feeders at the when the feeder sound of the feeder goes off, whether it's midday or late or early, they'll show up right away.
Okay.
They will actually respond to the sound of the feeder.
Okay.
And in that case, if you're going to go hunting for pigs during a time when the feeder is not going to operate, there are sounds, electronic sounds that you can purchase very inexpensively of the sound of a feeder going off.
Okay.
And when it does, the pigs will show up.
Alrighty. And what is the best weight of a pig that you want to eat?
Weight?
Yes, sir.
I'll have to tell you, JC, I kill the little ones.
All right.
Because the big ones are I killed one time that was a 500-pounder. I had several in the 200 and 300-pound categories, but the ones that taste the best, the easiest to clean, and the ones that are easiest to load up and harvest are the ones that are about 60 to 80 pounds.
Okay.
And there are more of them too.
Right.
Those big boars, you're performing a service for the landowner, but those big boars don't taste as good, and they're hard to handle. I kill the little ones.
Yeah, the one I harvested last year was about 250, and he's a little gamey.
Yeah, that's right.
Still delicious.
It was a boar?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, those are the tough guys, man.
Yes, sir. And I shot him with a 308 about 25 yards from me, and he ran about 50 yards.
Uh-huh.
They're tough little boogers, too.
I tell you what, it's a great sport, and let's face it. Other than the boars, quite frankly, I think they all taste better than venison.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you're involved in that. I really am.
Yes, sir. I love it. It's the same adrenaline rush as a white-tailed deer. It's a wonderful thing.
Well, take some photos and send them to my Facebook page at O'Neill Outside.
Yes, sir, I will do.
Would you do that? And if some of the pigs that you kill and how you killed them and what you used and how did you get them in close enough to do that? I know the audience would love to hear it.
Yes, sir, will do.
Okay, man.
Thank you very much, Mr. O'Neill.
You bet. I'll see you soon. There you go. Why, that's good. That's right. That's good. A man has developed into a pig hunter. I like that. What's going on Facebook this morning?
Well, I don't know whether this is a serious question or not,
okay.
But somebody wants to know, how do you call up squirrels? And Milton said you sit in the woods and act like a nut.
That's about right.
And sound like a nut. Sound like a nut. Yeah.
Squirrels, they bark. That's what squirrels do.
So
they
you
bark.
sit there and bark?
Okay. I don't know if anybody calls in squirrels. I think the thing that you get noticed in squirrel hunting is just sit there and be quiet. Sit at the base of the tree, keep your mouth shut.
Well, if anybody could do that, call up a squirrel, it would be Milton.
Oh yeah, Milton. Yeah, I'm sure he does. I'm sure he can. And does a lot of squirrel hunting. I know it's funny how when you go to places across the country, the interest level of people for certain game species and hunting season. You remember when we went to, were you with me? Where were we? We were south in the panhandle of Florida, I think. During the opening day of squirrel season, nobody goes to work.
No, I don't recall that.
Yeah, well, maybe somebody else was telling me that opening day of squirrel season, forget about it. Nobody's going to work. Squirrel season is popular.
Oh.
I think it's in the Florida Panhandle. I don't remember. Seems like.
And also, we need to talk about the YouTube thing.
Oh, what?
The YouTube and subscribing to YouTube.
Yes, you can go to O'Neill Outside YouTube channel and subscribe. Go to YouTube channel, and it doesn't cost anything or anything of that nature. Go to YouTube, O'Neill Outside, and you can watch the videos, watch all of the shows, and you can subscribe. And I've forgotten what that subscribing does, except it just builds up a subscription level for O'Neill Outside, and it allows us to put more videos on there. Doesn't cost anything, no obligation, no nothing. So how about that? Okay?
That sounds good.
Okay. Now it's time for, Jason, the Medal of Honor tribute. And I think we have an intro for that.
Honor, courage, and strength of character. These qualities are embodied by the recipients of the Medal of Honor. Now let's recognize this week's Medal of Honor recipient on O'Neill Outside.
Sergeant Melvin Morris, Special Forces, Airborne, Vietnam, September 1969. On that afternoon, Staff Sergeant Morris encountered an enemy minefield and was subsequently engaged by the VC. Morris learned by radio that a fellow team commander had been killed near an enemy bunker, and he immediately reorganized his men and advanced forward to recover the team commander's body. You know, they leave no one behind. Observing the maneuver, the enemy VC concentrated its fire on Staff Sergeant Morris's three-man group, and they successfully wounded both men that were accompanying him. After assisting the two wounded men back to the forces lines, Morris, alone now, charged forward into the enemy fire. He destroyed the positions with hand grenades and continued his assault. I think he was mad. Ultimately eliminated 4 bunkers. Upon reaching the bunker nearest the fallen team commander, Morris repulsed the enemy, retrieved his comrade, and began the trek back to friendly lines. He was wounded 3 times as he struggled, but ultimately succeeded in returning his fallen comrade to a friendly position. Staff Sergeant Morris' extraordinary heroism and selflessness above and beyond the call of duty are in keeping with the highest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, his unit, and the United States Army. Staff Sergeant, I got his name here, pardon me, Melvin Morris. And if you're on Facebook right now, you see a picture of him, do you not?
Yes, indeed.
How about
nice
that?
Looking, very nice looking man. And,
How
this
about
was
that?
which conflict war?
Vietnam.
Vietnam.
September 1969.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love hearing about these guys, these heroes.
Absolutely. And I had some trouble getting through that.
That's okay.
Okay, it's time for a call, I believe.
I think so. I'm going to talk to Mike Hayes. Good morning, Mike Hayes.
Well, it's almost breakfast time. I hope you've enjoyed the last couple of hours of outdoor conversation. We covered some pig hunting, some striper fishing, some call from Mac Farr with the Ram Report all the way from Carabel, Florida, and maybe had some interaction. If you learned a few things, that's good. Certainly you learned about a fellow by the name of, the last name is Couch. What's his first name? Carson Couch, who was the silent hero. Awardee, if you will, silent hero description, and of course Melvin Morris, who was the Medal of Honor tribute that we do that every Saturday morning, and I trust you enjoyed the program. I certainly hope so. Black, I can't get to you right now, good buddy. You need to call a little bit earlier. We'll sure have a chat. We've got some Swaggerty sausage cooking upstairs. That's the greatest. Swaggerty sausage, some eggs, some toast or biscuits. I'm on my way for breakfast. I hope you enjoy your weekend. It's going to rain for a few days across most of the country. That's okay. Stay inside and make some plans, which goes to the conclusion of the program, and that is this. What a great idea it would be for you to pick out a son, grandson, daughter, granddaughter, or maybe a kid in the neighborhood whose dad is not a sportsman, who's not an outdoorsman, who does not get to go fishing. Maybe it's a single mom with children. Why not take up the challenge, if you will, and arrange a fishing trip, okay? You don't have to go for a world's record. just a little pumpkin seed brim or two off the bank of a pond. So if you're too busy to go fishing and hunting and take a kid along, you're too busy. This is O'Neill with O'Neill Outside. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you next week.